crazy. You want to talk a little bit about that?
I thought it was quite amazing. Basically, what the guy was saying was he was trying to make a tremendous deal out of the fact that Obama was using yes sex, for example. And everything the guy was saying sounded to someone who doesn't know about hypnosis and NLP and ordinary sales techniques. Was trying to make it out like it was some tremendous hocus pocus, dark patterns and all the rest of it. And Obama was simply selling himself to the American people. And what on earth is an election about? Except the candidates selling themselves to their constituents. It was as normal. His speeches are very well crafted, but they're as normal as speeches by anybody else. I reckon it was a Republican plot, and I'm not even an American.
I wouldn't be surprised myself if that were the case. But it seemed to be getting a bit off track, and Andy set us straight on that with his forum, didn't you?
I tried to.
Did you get a lot of traffic on your forum because of that, Andy?
I got some. People, all positive, let me say.
Yes. You got many supporters out there, myself included.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I think people basically, a lot of people had already spotted it for what it was and were just writing in to say, we're glad someone has written it up and told the truth about it.
And I think also we were glad that you wrote it up as articulately as you did with the knowledge that you have. So that's fantastic. Tell us a little bit about your website. What can people expect when they come on your website, honestabes.co.uk?
Two main things, I think, are that there are a lot of books about NLP now. Some of them are absolute rubbish, some of them are pretty good, and some of them are absolutely basic. I mean, to understand where NLP's come from, what it was originally designed to do and everything, you need to read some of Bradbury and Winter's original books. And so basically I've tried to provide reviews of as many of the important books and a lot of the other ones as I can. Not to tell people these are the books you must read and these are good and these aren't. But to give my opinion. So if someone reads one book and says, oh, Andy said more or less the same as I thought, then they can also look around at other books and say, well, if I agreed with him on that, then I'm probably going to agree with him on that as well. And instead of just buying books completely haphazardly, they've got some kind of guideline. And then if they find out by comparison that they don't like anything that I like, then they know never to buy the books I recommend.
Just go the opposite way.
Exactly.
One way or another, you're giving great advice. It really is fantastic advice. Now, don't you have a list of recommended books on your site? Do you or not?
I have little smiley faces. I have lists of all the books, one organised by author, one by title, and I have 5 different smiley faces. So it's all the way from a great big smile to...
he's quite honest with his opinion, so that's really interesting. And what else do you have on you? You blog, don't you?
I'm considering having a blog. What I have at the moment is quite a large list of facts, and a lot of that at the moment is concerned with research about criticisms of NLP. And I started that thinking, with all these people, all these professors and doctors and all the rest of it criticising NLP, there must be something wrong with it that I don't know about. And the amazing thing is, the more I have researched this, and I mean I'm actually in conversation now by email by one of the best known researchers into NLP, or reviewers of research into NLP. A guy called Dr. Christopher Sharpley, who did 2 reviews in the 1980s, which get quoted absolutely everywhere. And what is amazing is that none of these people know what they're talking about, basically. I mean, Sharpley is obviously a brilliant psychologist. But know about NLP? No, he doesn't. But he's happy to criticise NLP nonetheless.
There are quite a few people doing that these days.
What amazes me is these people are highly qualified. They're not idiots. They're not unintelligent.
I've seen it in action myself.
They're not stupid or the rest of it. So one of the facts is gathering details of each individual that is quoted in various places as being someone who has proved that NLP doesn't work.
And that's the final word, right?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I've written up, this is what this person has actually said. And although although they may criticise NLP, they don't actually know what they're talking about. The actual best illustration is a guy who claims to be a sociologist of religion at a British university.
Oh, right.
And he's certainly written that NLP is somehow related to Scientology.
Oh, no.
But it's also not a religion,
Yeah.
but it's like a religion,
Yeah.
and it's like Eastern religions,
Oh, wow.
and all the rest of it. And it turns out this guy has taken someone else's article, cut some of it
No.
that is detail about how much it costs.
Oh, my goodness.
He has made some very, very minor changes in other places and
Oh,
just
how
put it into his
awful.
book.
No, it's not anybody we know, is it?
It's not,
Don't say.
and I don't think he
No,
deserves to be known.
don't say.
But I mean, this guy is a university lecturer.
Yeah.
And he's doing this, as far as I know, this sort of thing. He's not saying where he got this information from. That amounts, I think, in academic circles to plagiarism.
There we are.
And, these people say, oh, look, well, he says it's a religion, so it must be true.
Yeah, there's a lot of conflicting ideas about what NLP is and what NLP isn't. What kind of advice can you give to new NLPers who are getting a bit distracted by things perhaps going on different forums? No forums in particular, but different things that are being said by different NLPers who may or may not be having success in the field of NLP. How could you guide new NLPers straight?
Can I have advice?
Yes, you can.
Right.
Yes.
I would say that overall, the forum called NLP Connections has the best record.
Yes.
When people come on there and they
Yes.
start spreading nonsense,
Yes.
that is the place where they get put
Yes.
very firmly in their place.
Yes.
And I would say most of the stuff on NLP Connections is pretty reliable.
So big shout out to Chris Morris.
Yep.
Yeah, who runs NLP Connections. Fantastic. Yeah. So go to NLP Connections and go and find out, read the forums and the articles. There's actually archived articles about practically everything that you can imagine on there.
There's a lot more coming up because Chris got in touch with me the other week to ask if I'd like to put a couple of articles on. And especially of interest is that he and Eric Bobby are getting together to digitize a whole series of old articles. So that we get some kind of idea of the history of NLP.
That's so exciting. Well, there are MP3 downloads and all sorts of things, and actually everything on NLP Connections is free, isn't it?
Yep.
It's completely free. Okay, so you can go to NLP Connections, you can go to honestaid.co.uk, and where should they start with reading material? What book should they read first, do you think, in your opinion?
I'm reading Richard Bandler's new book on transformations at the moment.